KFNF. Listen online at highplainsradio.net, through the KFNF mobile app, or watch live on the 101.1 KFNF YouTube channel. Oberlin Red Devil Baseball is on the air. Coverage of Oberlin Red Devil Baseball is brought to you in part by
AquaShield Roofing, Creative Collision, Colligan of Oberlin, Decatur Co-op, Decatur County Beef, Decatur Health, FNB Bank of Oberlin, Farm Credit of Western Kansas, Frederickson Insurance Agency, High Plains Podiatry, Next Tech, Nutrient Ag Solutions of Oberlin, R&M Service Center, Ray's Grocery, The Bank, Ward Drug, and United Northwest Federal Credit Union.
Let's go out live to the diamond. Here's Sam Knoll.
Welcome back here from Oberlin, where we're set and ready to go for game number 2 of the day as the Red Devils take on the Colby Eagles in game number 2, final game of this doubleheader. Game number 1 went to the Colby Eagles by a final score of 22-0, and the Red Devils trying to prove a little bit here in game number 2, as it was a tough first inning for the Red Devils. Got 2 of the first 3 batters to go down on outs, and with a strikeout and then a fly out and then a ground out. But then after that, the Eagles put up 10 2-out runs. Did the same thing kind of in the second inning. And then in the third inning, they hit 2 two-run homers to go along with an RBI single. And that kind of wraps up the massive scoring day for the Eagles there in game number 1 as they win it 22-0. All right, we're just about set and ready to go. As leading off once again here for the Eagles will be Braxton Whittington. Led off the game last game in game number 1. Had a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs as well to go along with it. Tyler Rossmeyer on the bump for the Red Devils in game number 2. And the first pitch he throws is on the inside corner for a ball. So Braxton Whittington at the plate. And the next pitch here from Tyler is on the inside corner, called for a strike. So the count now goes to 1 and 1 strike here. But in both the first and the second inning, the Red Devils were able to get 2 outs within the first 3 batters and just couldn't get that final third out as Whittington pops this one up foul, and it will make its way out of play. So the count goes to 1 and 2 strikes, and what really led to that was 2-strike hitting from the Colby Eagles. Was probably the best it had been all season long. I know it's a young season, only a couple of games under the Eagles' belt, same for the Red Devils, but here's the next pitch, and this one from Tyler is in the dirt for a ball. So the count now goes here to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler comes set, winds and delivers the next pitch, and it swung on and rolled over towards third. Picked there by Caden Sowers. Long throw across the diamond and in time. Caden Sowers with a heck of a throw from deep third all the way across the diamond. And it was a great pick there by Mitchell Wasson. Perfect throw right to the chest, but great job by Mitchell. Look at that throw in, because that's a long throw to look at. But Caden caught that ball basically directly behind third, not about a couple of steps off of the chalk there down the third base line, and threw it across the diamond as the first pitch here to Talon Andreessen is in there for a strike. And Tyler on the hill for the second time this season here for the Red Devils. His first time came there in game number 2 against the Scott City Beavers, and really did a good job. Here's the pitch as this one gets behind the head of Anderson and rolls up against the backstop. But Tyler did what you would want him to do, and that's he just threw it in the strike zone. And Scott City was able to hit quite a few of his pitches, but kind of mentioned to Josh Fortin, hey, Tyler was throwing strikes. I mean, they were hitting the ball, and said he really liked the way Tyler pitched there in that game number 2 and gives him the start here in game 2. Rolled over towards third, picked up by Sowers. On the run, the throw is off the line. And off the line there. And so on first with an E5. As it was going to be a race to the bag between Adrieson in that throw from Caden Sowers. And Caden, who was hard charging in, kind of overtook Josiah, who was over there at short. It was kind of in-between ball between the both of them. So Adrieson on thirst, and here's the pitch swung on and tattooed high and deep into center field, and this will get over Garrett Emick's head. It'll one-hop the wall. Adrieson rounding second on his way to third, and he is not stopping there. He is going to make his way all the way home, and it is a RBI triple for Kernsbrock. And Kernsbrock, Max Kernsbrock, who had a 2-run homer in game number 1, steps up here and rips an RBI triple in his first at-bat of game number 2. So a triple and an RBI for him, and Colby takes a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. And at the plate now is Braden Foss, and Foss tattoos one out into left field, and this will be over the left fielder's head, and it will one-hop to the wall. Easeling scoring will be Kernsbach. Foss rounds second. He's on his way to third. The throw to Sowers is in time, but Caden just lost it on the hop. It'll roll up against the dugout there, and in with another RBI triple is Braden Foss. So Braden Foss, the shortstop, steps up big there as it's back-to-back RBI triples for Colby, and a 2-0 lead just like that. So the 3- and 4-hole hitters for the Eagles come up swinging hard, and each of them reach base both with a triple. And now Glassman will dig in, and he'll take high for ball number 1. Keegan Glassman at the plate. So Glassman at the plate. The runner on third is Foss. 2 in, 1 down. Top of the first inning, 2-0 lead for the Eagles. And Osmeyer's next pitch is on the inside corner. It'll bounce off of the glove here of Hayden Allen, but not charging his way home. As I think Foss thought he caught that ball as he kind of flipped the glove over and tried to squeeze it, and the ball just popped out and up into the air. And then it rolled to the backstop a little bit later, so probably a good decision by Foss to stay home. Didn't really know where the ball was at. Tyler comes set at the chin, winds and delivers, and that pitch is on the outside corner for a ball. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner on third. 2 already in for the Eagles in the top of the first inning with a 2-0 lead. And Osmeyer comes set once more at the chin. Winds and delivers the 2-0, 2-1, and it's on the inside corner for a ball. Count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike. So 2 runs already in for the Eagles as Red Devils trying to get that big second out here. Swing and a miss. Gets behind the catcher, Hayden Allen. And coming home to score on that passed ball, more so there than the wild pitch. But Braden Foss will come home to score, so that'll be the 3rd run for the Eagles in the contest, and they take a 3-0 lead here in game number 2. Game number 1, as you know, went to Colby by a final score of 22-0, and that's kind of how game number 1 of the year went for the Red Devils. Lost 22-0 to Scott City. Osmeyer winds and delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike number 3. He gets Keegan Glassman to go down swinging. Big strikeout there from Tyler to bring up out number 2. And now that'll bring up Talon Wark. So Talon Wark will step up to the plate. The first pitch to him is just a bit outside for a ball. And the count here goes to 1 ball and no strikes. Osmeyer working out of the stretch here with nobody on. Winds and delivers the next pitch, and that one's on the inside corner for a ball. As he's kind of been mixing in, he'll work out of the full windup a couple of times, back into the stretch, and this time, as he ended that last at bat there with Glassman out of the full windup, and now he goes into the full windup here again. Winds and delivers the next pitch, and that one is in the dirt for a ball. And the next pitch, inside corner, ball number 4 here to Talon Wark. So Wark on with a 2-out walk, and that will now bring up the catcher, Stramel. So Stramel digs in with a runner on first and 2 down. The first pitch to him is inside for a ball. Throw down to second base will be a little bit late. And Warwick will move up to second with a stolen base. So stolen base there. For Warwick. And a 1-0 count now to Stramel, who works at the plate. Stramel had one of the 2 two-run homers and hit it into the wind over the right field fence. And he takes a strike there. Osmeyer comes set, checks the runner at second, winds and delivers the next pitch. It's on the inside corner for a ball. So the count now goes back to 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner on second base. 3 runs already in for the Eagles, but 2 down in the inning. Red Devils, who had a tough time getting that third out, trying to get it here. Take a 3-0 lead back into their dugout. Big swing and a miss. And wanting that one right off the bat there was Stramel. Stramel got the first homer as a team for Colby on the year. Came in with no homers after that doubleheader against Goodland last Thursday. And here's the 2-2 in the dirt for a ball. Count goes full, 3-2. Throw down to third base. Sowers with a great grab, and he'll tag him out over at third. Ward tried to sneak in there on the wild pitch, and he couldn't do it. Great job by Hayden Allen picking him off down at third base. So, Colby, instead of 11 in the first inning this time, only gets 3, and we head to the bottom half of the first. It is Colby 3, Oberlin 0, here on 101.1 KFNF.
Here come the men in black trucks for all your home needs.
Say no to bad roofs. Say yes to AquaShield Roofing. With over 17 years of providing A-plus services. Roofs, siding, gutters, windows, doors, and spray foam insulation. Plus, AquaShield Roofing offers a workmanship warranty. For your free estimate, give them a call at 785-475-2533. AquaShieldRoofing.com.
Here come the men in black trucks for all your home needs.
Today on Hey Culligan, reverse to reduce. Here's Bob.
Hey, Colgan, I love fresh water, but I got plastic bottles coming out.
Whoa, Bob, you are not kidding about the bottles. But did you know Culligan's reverse osmosis and always-on drinking water systems provide fresh, clean, delicious drinking water and help reduce the equivalent of over 15 billion plastic bottles from landfills worldwide?
Holy, fresh, environmentally friendly drinking water. Am I right?
Right, Bob. And we're already on the way.
Call Matt Osmeyer at 785-475-2471. Your local dealer for Rollins, Decatur, and Morton counties.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
So Tyler Osmeyer dealt with some runners on base there in the top of the first, but was able to get a big third out as with the help of his defense there after a wild pitch to the pitcher, Kaysen Stramel, Warwick took off from second base, who was on second after walking and stealing to get second. Took off towards third, trying to rip off another bag, and Hayden Allen threw a perfect throw to Caden Sowers, who came back across with the left hand and tagged out a work over at third for the third and final out of the inning. So that goes 2-5 in the inning. And the Red Devils, who couldn't get that third out in game number 1, get a big out here. And a wind and a pitch from Max Kernsbrock. And the first pitch from him is on the outside corner for a ball. So Max Kernsbrock, the pitcher here for Colby in game number 2. And Kernsbrock will get Caden Sowers to chase the high fastball there. Or check his swing on it anyway. And that was just enough to get called for a strike. So 1-1, and it's in there for strike number 2. So the Red Devils trying to use some of that momentum that they've got after getting a loud out number 3 there to send us off into the bottom of the first inning. Red Devils only down 3-0. Next pitch. That one is in the dirt for a ball. Count goes full at 2 balls and 2 strikes, or goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, I should say. So 2 balls, 2 strikes on leadoff hitter Caden Sowers, who reached base a couple of times for the Red Devils in game 1. And the next pitch to him is called strike 3. Caden Sowers stepping out of the box, I think it was a ball, but instead comes back around to be a strike, and Caden Sowers goes down looking for out number 1 here in the inning as he painted the outside corner there with a good pitch. And now that will bring up Bentley Sutherland, who's out in left field. And the first pitch to him is low for a ball. So the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes here. Kernsbrock has certainly done some damage at the plate today for the Eagles. Now trying to do the same thing on the hill. And according to my stats, the first appearance for him of the year as a pitcher. And here is the pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a ball. As they pitched just 2 pitchers in game number 1 against Goodland in that 11-1 win. And then in game number 2, they got a complete game from Kellen Burvey. And the pitch swung on and fouled off. Kernsbach with a little bit more speed than that of last pitcher that they had out there in Corbin Curry. Kernsbach kind of a little more over-the-top type of delivery than maybe that sidearm that Curry was throwing a little bit of. But retaking the rubber once again, here is Kernsbrock looking over the tip of the glove. Steps out, winds and delivers the next pitch, and it's on the outside corner for a ball here to Bentley Sutherland. Bentley will dig back in. 3 balls and 1 strike to him. Kernsbrock trying to get a big pitch here to get back into the count. Winds and delivers the 3-1 inside corner, ball number 4. And Bentley Sutherland is on with a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first inning. So the Red Devils got a couple things working for him here in the first inning, as they were able to get that third out that haunted them in game number 1. In the top half of the first inning, only gave up 3 runs, and now here in the bottom half, already got a runner on. The pitch to Mitchell Watson is in the dirt for a ball. Making his way back over to first base there is Bentley Sutherland. Mitchell at the plate, like I mentioned, struck out a couple of times there in game number 1 and hasn't got a hit yet, but when he gets on base, can he use that speed? Here's the pitch to Watson, swings right through the high fastball for strike number 1. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on first base. 3-0 Colby here in the home half of the first. Kernsbrock comes set just below the letters. Winds and delivers the 1-1 and a tie for ball number 2. This count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Mitchell Watson. Josiah Pattengall stands on deck. Tyler Rossmeyer in the hole. Dangling the arm, Kernsbrock comes set. This time again below the belt. Winds and delivers the next pitch, and that one is low and out for a ball. So Kernsbrock had a tough time finding the zone here in the early going of game number 2. With his team in front 3-0. There's a big throw from behind the dish from Hayden Allen down to third baseman Caden Sowers to end the inning. Here's the pitch, and that one's high and inside, ball number 4. So back-to-back walks here for the Red Devils to open up this first inning. And coming out to talk with his pitcher here is Stramel. So So Stramel coming out to talk with Kernsbrock. And will now trot back behind the dish. Stramel with a great set of catching gear. He's got the American flag on the chest protector. Looks very nice. Calling out some signals to his teammates. Runners on first and second base here. One down, bottom of the first inning, and the pitch is in there for a strike to Josiah Pattengall. Josiah, his first time up, struck out swinging there in game number 1. That was his only plate appearance in that game. Digs in here to the right-handed batter's box. Waits the delivery from Kernsbrock, and here it comes. That one's on the outside, picked down to first base and back in time safely will be Mitchell Wasson. And Stramel, one of the best behind the dish. And I think the Red Devils have seen this season. He can really throw it all over the diamond with that strong arm of his. Kernsbrock comes set again. Just below the letters, winds and delivers. That one is low for a ball. So the count now goes to 2 balls and a 1 strike, 1 down. Runners on first and second here for the Red Devils in the home half of the first. 3-0 lead for Colby. And the next pitch from Kernsbrock is in the dirt for a ball. Count goes to 3 balls and a 1 strike. And I keep saying it is a beautiful day for baseball, other than the wind. The wind has picked up gradually over time, as when I got here right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon today, getting ready for the game, wasn't too bad. Actually, I had to take the sweatshirt off because it was so hot. Now you're looking to add layers because of that cool breeze from the north. This one's on the inside corner for ball number 4. So after a leadoff K, backwards K, it is now went walk, 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 and the Red Devils have the bases loaded and nobody outs with Tyler, and 1 out with Tyler Osmeyer stepping up to the plate. And if Tyler can just put one into the outfield somewhere, the Red Devils can find themselves with a run, and Tyler swings through a fastball down the middle for strike number 1. So Kernsbrock obviously not the start that he wanted with 3 straight walks after a leadoff strikeout, and now he's zipped 2 right past Tyler. Got him to swing at the first one. That one he looks at, and it's quickly 0-2. And Kernsbrock working out of the windup now. The 0-2 pitch swung and fouled off. Tyler doing a great job protecting the plate. The count remains at no balls and 2 strikes. So no balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Big at-bat for Tyler Osmeyer, who's got a 1 hit on the young season. And the next pitch to Tyler is just low for a ball. Kernsbrock shrugging away at that one, wanted that pitch, but just wasn't able to get it. So Kernsbrock re-toes the rubber. Winds and delivers the 1-2. In there, called strike 3 at the knees. So it is a couple of backwards Ks with 3 walks in between them for Kernsbrock and the Colby Eagles here in the bottom of the first inning. And now Roberto Cavilla will dig in. And the first pitch here to Cavilla is right down the middle for a strike. Count quickly goes to no balls and a 1 strike. Kernsbrock, deep breath, winds and delivers the next pitch. And it's outside for a ball. So Roberto Cavilla getting a start in right for game number 2 after not being used in game number 1. Next pitch in the dirt for a ball. Skips away from the catcher high off the backstop. 1 run is coming home to score. And the Red Devils cut the 3-run lead down to 2 as Kernsbrock planted the fastball in the dirt. It went off of the catcher Stramel and went basically all the way up the backstop onto the top part of the fence and rolled down the fence. It was tough there for Stramel to get a hold of it to throw it back to Kernsbrock. And so a run will come home on the wild pitch while everybody else moves up 90 feet. And here's the next pitch, and Kernsbrock delivers it right down the middle to even the count out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So runners on second and third, 2 down, and here is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. So Kernsbrock has 3 strikeouts in the inning, but surrounding it was 3 walks and a wild pitch that brought home a run. And it's a 2-run deficit for the Red Devils as we head to the top of the second inning. It is Colby 3, Oberlin 1. This is Red Devil Baseball here on 101.1 KFNF.
When you think of Decatur Co-op, do you think about grain? Feed your livestock, horses or pets, propane, supplies? How about tires? Yes, Decatur Co-op in Oberlin has a tire shop that specializes in tire repair, along with oil changes, exhaust, front-end alignment, and major mechanical work. Bet you didn't know all that. Well, now you know. And the next time you need any of those services, think of Decatur Co-op at the railroad tracks in Oberlin. Book your appointment. Call 785-475-2234.
Decatur County Beef wants to do business with all the local farmers. They want to buy your high moisture corn and grain sorghum, also alfalfa and dry corn anytime. Decatur Beef and Hoxie Feed Yard are always looking for good help. Truck drivers, plumbers, welders, and pen riders. Decatur County Beef is located just north of Oberlin on Highway 83, and Hoxie Feed Yard is just west of Hoxie. Call 785-475-2212 for Decatur County Beef, or call Scott at 785-675-9009. Give them a try. You will be glad you did.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Back here from Oberlin, top of the second inning, about ready to commence as the Red Devils hold just a 2-run deficit as we get ready for the whole visiting half of the second inning. The Red Devils able to get that third out that, like I mentioned in the bottom of the first inning, and it kind of shrunk, but it did haunt them there in game number 1. Just could not get that third out of the inning as they were able in both of the first and second inning of game 1 get the first 2 of 3 batters to go down on outs. But then after that, Colby was able to put up a ton of runs with 2 outs. This time, the Red Devils able to use their defense to their advantage and get the third out as they were able to get Talon Work caught advancing down to third base on what he thought was a wild pitch, but Hayden Allen picked it out of the dirt and threw it down to Caden Sowers, who made a great play. And we get set and ready to go for the visiting half of the second. 7, 8, 9 due up here for the Eagles, and leading off, who was at the dish at the time of that out of the base pass, is Kason Stramel. So Stramel has already seen Tyler a little bit today, but has not recorded an official at bat. And here's the first pitch to him behind his head for a ball. And the count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. And like I mentioned, Stramel has really been a quality catcher today. Not too many pass balls, and has been able to throw the ball around the infield and try to pick off some runners for the Red Devils. And the pitch, that one's on the outside for a ball, and the count will go 2 balls and no strikes. The Red Devils, in every single inning today, have had a base runner. So that's certainly something encouraging for the Red Devils, and they were able to put up a run in the first inning. That's the earliest the Red Devils have scored in any game yet this year, after being shut out 22-0 in game 1. And all of their 3 runs against Scott City came in the third. The pitch swung on, rolled over down the third base line, foul, as Caden Sowers will chase it down there into the outfield grass. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And boy, that wind will pick up, die down, pick up, die down. Can't really decide what it is, but when it picks up, it's pretty constant, and we'll have some gusts with it that will kind of move you around a little bit in your seat. Stramel digs back in here. And the 2-1 pitch from Osmeyer. Swung on and tattooed high and deep into center field. Emick racing to his right, reaches out the glove. He's not able to get it. It'll take 3 hops and roll all the way to the wall. Rounding second on his way to third is Stramel. The throw from Pattengall is on the money, and Sowers tags him out at third. So the Red Devils, for a second time today, have thrown a runner out going to third. And Tyler Osmeyer will be thanking his infielders and outfielders for that one. So trying to turn a double into a triple is Kason Stramel, and the Red Devils hose him, going to third. So great relay. Garrett Emick has been on a couple of those balls out to center and has stuck out the glove, just hasn't been able to get to him. And the first pitch here to Reed Ryan will hit him on the tricep, and he will be making his way down to first. So that is the fourth batter that the Red Devils have hit today, I should say. And now that will now bring up the 9-hole hitter Maxon Smiley. And Smiley today has not had a plate appearance, did not play in game number 1. So getting the start here in game number 2. Osmeyer comes set of the chin, winds and delivers, and Smiley trying to tee off on the first pitch, swings. Got a tip of it, but Hayden Allen comes up with a catch. So the count goes to no balls and a 1 strike. Osmeyer working out of the stretch, glove and arm dangling on either side of the body. Now he comes set at the chin, winds and delivers the 0-1. Swung on, rolled over, down the third baseline. Charging in to get it is Sowers. He'll just eat the ball as he had no play by the time he got there. And so it will be an infield single there for Maxon Smiley. And it will turn the lineup card over to the top of the lineup with Braxton Whittington. So Whittington out of the top of the order today has been out twice, but the other 2 times he hasn't. He has doubled each time and scored a run each time. Certainly got some power in that bat at the top of the lineup, but just also knows how to get on base too. So Osmeyer out of the stretch, 1 down here in the top of the 2nd inning. And the pitch from Tyler is on the outside corner for a ball. Count goes to 1 ball and no strikes. 3-1 lead for Colby here in the top of the 2nd inning. Tale of 2 different games, that is for sure. Red Devils at this point were already down 11-0 in game 1. Now just down by 2. The next pitch from Tyler, inside corner, and just avoiding getting hit is Whittington. So the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Runners on first and second base. Osmeyer really keeping an eye on the runner on second there, and Ryan now comes home and swung on and driven high and deep out to left center field. That ball will be over the head of Bentley Sutherland, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Both runs are going to come home to score. Rounding second on his way to third is Whittington. He will be there this time, and it is the 3rd triple of the game for the Eagles. This time, the one with the most damage is 2 runs come home to score on it, and the Eagles take a 5-1 lead. Braxton Whittington putting a charge into one. And just as he hit that ball, the wind died down. But I think if the wind was up like it is at the moment, that ball might have been out of the yard for the 3rd Colby home run today. But instead, it stays in the park, ends up being a 2 RBI triple. And it's a now 5-1 lead for Colby here in the top of the 2nd inning. And the pitch here from Osmeyer goes over the top of the head of Andreessen. Coming home to score, but not getting there in time is Whittington as his slide stopped him a bit short in the dirt. He slid just a hair too early trying to get to the bag and running it down. There was Hayden Allen, and again throws him out. So Hayden, busy behind the plate, has got a couple of guys to get out. So that's 2 runners that they have thrown out of the base pass from behind the dish. The next pitch here from Tyler is swung on and driven high and deep into left center field. That'll bounce in front of Garrett Emick. He will pick it up out of the air off of the bounce and throw it in. So it'll be a 2-out single from 2-hole hitter Talon Andreessen. And that will now bring up Max Kernsbrock. But that is the 3rd Eagle that the Red Devils have thrown out on the base pass today. And Josh Fortin got to be happy with the way the defense is playing so far in the early going. 5-1 lead for the Eagles as Osmeyer checks the runner over at first and now comes set once again. Winds and delivers the pitch. Swung on a hot shot. Pat Sowers down the left field line and still trickling down there as Bentley Sutherland will pick it up and throw it into Josiah Pattengall. On his way to second and in, standing up is Kernsbrock. So it's a 2-out double that follows the 2-out single and puts runners on second and third. So runners on second and third now here for Tyler Osmeyer, and Braden Foss will dig in. So Foss will step up to the plate with runners on second and third. Last time up, tripled and drove home a run. This time he watches the first pitch go by on the outside corner for a ball. 5-1 lead for the Eagles, but Tyler can get a big out number 3 here and limit the damage and have one of the lowest scoring innings for the Red Devils this year. against the Red Devils this year. Here's the pitch. That one's high for a ball over the head of Foss. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. So it's Andreessen on third, Kernsbrock on second, Foss at the plate. 5-1 lead for the Eagles. Coming set at the chin again. Here is Osmeyer. Winds and delivers the next pitch. It's swung on and hit high and deep into left field. Bentley Sutherland throws down the cap, but it's going to go over his head and bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. And that will score 2, so it'll be a ground rule double. I thought they might send Kernsbrock back to third, but instead everybody else gets to move up 2 bases, so that makes sense. So Kernsbrock and the Eagles put up 2 more there, so it is a ground rule double and 2 RBIs for Braden Foss, who now has 3 on the game and extends the Colby lead to 7-1 as Keegan Glassman will dig in, who struck out his first time up. Just a runner on second here. And the first pitch to Keegan is swung on and tattooed towards short. Picked up there on a slide from Pattengall. Throw to first. Will get past the first baseman, Watson. Roll up the right field line. 1 run will come home to score. The throw to second gets past Shaw, but Pattengall is there to back it up. Josiah made a great sliding grab to his right, and the throw was just in the dirt a little bit. Mitchell lost it, and it got past his glove, so that'll go down as an E3. And the Red Devils, well, the Eagles will get another run to make it 8-1. So actually, it'll go down as an E6, which is tough because Josiah made a great play on that. And here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up high and deep into right field. On the run is Kavia. He'll let that one go in front of him in right center field. Rounding third and on his way home is Glassman. He will be in safely, and it's an RBI double from Talon Wark. So Talon Wark, who got thrown out of the base pass to end the inning last inning, steps up and rips an RBI double there. So it is now a 9-1 lead for Colby, and they have officially batted around in the inning as Kaysen Stramel, will step back up to the plate. The first pitch to Stramel will hit his bat, and that will be a foul ball. So that count will go to no balls and 1 strike, and that's tough for Stramel, and he ducked out of the way to try to save from getting hit, but didn't drop the bat. And that's why they always tell you, hey, if anything, just throw the bat away if it's coming right over the top of your head like that. And the pitch from Osmeyer is swung on and hit high and deep into left center field. Garrett Emick running to his left, tries to make the grab, and it'll go off the base of the wall. 1 run will come home to score, and Kaysen Stramel is into second with an RBI double. So Stramel, who led off the inning with a double, now in his second plate appearance of the inning, gets an RBI on another double. And Garrett Emick made a great try at the grab out there. Stuck the left hand up in the air, but the ball just went over the top of his glove and bounced off the base of the wall in left center field. And that will now bring up Reed Ryan, who last time up got hit by a pitch. So a 10-1 lead for the Colby Eagles, who have now plated 7 in the second inning. Most of them coming again with 2 outs. And the pitch swung on and lifted into right field. Kavia running in to his right, lets it drop in front of him. He'll mishandle the ball for a little bit, but holding over there at third will be Stramel. Actually, will be the pitch runner, courtesy runner for Stramel. So he'll be on third, and Reed Ryan is on with the single. And once again, with 2 outs, the Eagles have scored 5 2-out runs. And at the plate is 9-hole hitter Maxon Smiley, who singled his last time up. Osmeyer comes set, checks the runner at third, delivers the pitch, and Smiley fouls it off. So the count will go to no balls and 1 strike. So Smiley at the dish. Reed Ryan is over at first, and Kaysen Stramel is at third, or his courtesy runner is at third, I should say. So Tyler twirling the ball around on the hip a couple of times, checks the runners before he retakes the rubber, and now stares down the courtesy runner at third, winds and delivers the next pitch, and Smiley lifts it over the first baseman Wasson's head and down the right field line. One run will come home to score. Going from first to third on the play will be Ryan, and it's now an 11-1 lead here for the Eagles. And Tyler doing what he did against Scott City. They're putting the ball in a position for the Eagles to hit it, and they're just doing a good job hitting the baseball. So runners on the corners now for Braxton Whittington. Whittington today has a triple and a couple of RBIs, and the pitch is in the dirt for a ball, and just allowing the Smiley to go to second with a stolen base are the Red Devils. So now runners on second and third with two down here in the top of the second. Osmeyer will come set. Checks the runner, winds and delivers the next pitch, and it's high for a ball. So the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Tyler got the second out of the inning after his defense was able to throw out Braxton, or get Braxton Whittington trying to come home on a wild pitch. This pitch is hit foul down the left field line as Whittington put a charge into it out of the left field, but carried the whole way out of play. So the count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third for Colby. An 11-1 lead for the Eagles here in the second inning. It is an 8 spot in the second after a quiet 3-run first inning. And again, the Red Devils played by not being able to get that last out. Osmeyer comes set, delivers the next pitch, and it's on the inside. Ducking out of the way is Whittington to get away from that pitch. So the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike here to Whittington. Who grounded out to third his first time up and then tripled and drove home 2 with last time up, but was thrown out trying to come home on a wild pitch. Whittington pops this one up, foul and out of play on the 3-1. So the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Runners on second and third. In the top of the second inning, an 11-1 lead here for the Eagles. Red Devils will be back in action coming up on Friday when they host the Ellis Railers. The pitch, this one goes behind the head of Whittington. And so that is Tyler's second walk of the game and first of this inning, as he's only hit 1 batter, but other than that, everybody has reached base after putting bat on ball. There has been 1 error in the inning. And the pitch, outside corner for ball number 1 here to Talon Andreessen. Triple, single, double, double, E6, double, double, hit batsman, single, double, single, single, walk. That's how it's looked in this second. The pitch, that one will get away from Hayden Allen, running his way down to home, and in safely there is Ryan. Everybody else will move up an extra base as well after the bases were loaded, so that'll make it 12-1 Colby. Here's the pitch from Tyler, swung on, hot shot past Caden Sowers down the left field line. Bentley Sutherland will pick it up, but 1 run has come home to score. Here comes Whittington for the second, and it's a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Talon Anderson. And his second hit of the game. And the Red Devils now find themselves down 14-1. As both Whittington and Smiley came home to score there. Tyler Osmeyer now getting some advice from his coach, Josh Fortin, and it looks like we are going to have a pitching change, and we will. So a new pitcher is going to come on here for the Red Devils. We'll take a break, tell you all about the new pitcher when we come back. Tyler Osmeyer's day as the pitcher comes to a close. Pitched it down the middle, but Colby able to hit him pretty good. And Josiah Pattengall going to be the new pitcher. We'll tell you all about him when we come back here on 101.1 KFNF.
I don't know about you, but coming out of winter, every time I stand up, it sounds like somebody's wadding up aluminum foil. Decatur Health has an idea about getting you ready for spring: holistic pain management. By considering your lifestyle, possible health issues, and your personal goals, holistic pain management will take a total approach to your well-being. By working with you on pain management and exercise, you'll be enjoying every aspect of your life before you know it. Contact Decatur Health for more information on holistic pain management programs and a healthier, more active you.
Farm Credit of Western Kansas is synonymous with giving back to the community and its members. Whether it's attending events such as wheat plot tours, serving on various boards and committees, volunteering at local county fairs, or delivering $5.5 million in cash patronage checks, Farm Credit of Western Kansas is community driven. Stop in at 1190 South Range in Colby or one of our convenient outpost offices. Farm Credit of Western Kansas, financing ag for generations.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
New pitcher on for the Red Devils here in the top of the second inning with the Eagles leading 13-1. Josiah Pattengall, one of those fresh new faces for the Red Devils, has made his way out onto the diamond as Josiah will pitch here and take on the meat of this Colby order with a runner on second base. After just giving up 2 hits in the first inning, the Eagles light Tyler up for 11 in the second. And it wasn't really Tyler's fault. It's not like he was, throwing bad pitches or anything. He was putting them where the Eagles like to hit him. And they were able to kind of hit him to some spots. The Red Devil defense was able to get a couple of outs, throwing some runners out of the base pass, but just couldn't come up with that one catch in the outfield. As there were certainly some chances out there, but they were going to be tough balls to catch anyway. Tyler shrugging that one off as he retakes over his mainstay position over at first base. And here is the first pitch from Josiah Pattengall. It's popped up foul and out of play. Josiah doing a lot of pitching for the K-18 team throughout the summer, so certainly has the experience as a pitcher. Kernsbrock is the hitter right now, who is a single and a homer away from the cycle. He is tripled in his first at-bat, doubled in his second. And the pitch, that one is in the dirt for a ball. Gets away from Hayden Allen. The runner will move his way down to third on the wild pitch. There weren't too many of those either when Tyler was out there. Like I mentioned, and like I was talking with Josh Fortin even after the Scott City, I said Tyler really looked good out there on the mound. He was just throwing it right down, in the strike zone. And Scott said he was hitting it. This one gets away from Hayden as well, but the runner will hold over at third. And there's nothing that you can do about that. There's just days where you're getting them to swing and a miss at that, or they're hitting them right to your teammates out on the defensive side of the field. And the defense did a good job supporting Tyler in the first 2 innings, but just a couple of those balls dropped in. 13-1 Colby. Here's the next pitch, and that one goes high for Josiah. His count goes 3-1 here to Kernsbrock, who had a kind of a up and down top of the first in his appearance on the mound. And the 3-1 pitch from Josiah, inside corner, ball number 4. So first walk for Josiah today, and like I mentioned, 3 new faces on this Red Devil roster, Josiah being one of them, Caden Sowers the other, and Garrett Emick, who is out there as one of the loneliest guys in the world in center field. But have had a gray cloud system that has made its way in over the field, and it has cooled it down about 10 or 15 degrees after when the sun was out. And Josiah Pattengall will balk. And so the runner from third will come home to score. Runner from first moves to second. It's always a tough time to balk when there's a runner on third, and I've been there. You kind of get worried about that runner on third. You don't want to throw a wild pitch. Worried about, okay, if I do throw one, I got to be running home to cover the home plate. A lot of things to worry about when there's a runner on third. Just a runner on second now. Hot shot back up the middle, off the second base bag, and rolling into center. Stopping at third because of that is Kernsbrock. So the Red Devils get a little bit of a break there, because if that ball does not go off that second base bag, Kernsbrock would come home to score, but he kind of had a hold up there because the ball got popped up in the air, and the shortstop Sowers was able to make the play on it. So it just goes down as a single for Braden Foss, and now here's Keegan Glassman for his second at bat of the inning. First time up, got an E6 as he takes a strike on the inside half. Throw down to second base, and Shaw will pick it out of the sky. And holding at third is Kernsbrock. Sometimes you can bait the runner at third into going home there if you throw it down to second. Josiah retakes the rubber. Runners on second and third. He's got Glassman down to the count. No balls and 1 strike. Josiah comes set at the belt. Winds and delivers the 0-1. Off speed, rolled over down the third baseline, foul. And talking with Josh Fortin, he said, Josiah, kind of one of those guys. Caden Sowers pitches a little bit, but Josiah going to be the one. They rely on to pitch a little bit out of these new faces and just trying to get his arm as warm as possible before they put him in maybe to get a full, complete start and leave him out there. But he's got Glassman 0-2 here, and a hot shot towards short will go off of the heel of the glove of Sowers into center field. Emick running in. I think he didn't think it went off of Sowers' glove, but 2 runs will come home to score on the RBI double, from Keegan Glassman. And it is now 17-1. And Sowers, hopefully, is going to be okay. When that ball hit his heel of his glove, he immediately threw the glove on the ground and then started holding a hand. And I don't know if it's his throwing hand or the one that he sticks his glove on. But Josh Fortin is now out there to talk to him over there after he took over for short after Josiah came on to pitch. But Keegan Glassman ripped that one so hard. And Caden was worried about the runner on second, and he was kind of caught in that spot where you're running to second, running back to your position, so maybe didn't have a full chance to see the bat go off of the barrel. But 17-1 now, and do apologize for those of you watching the YouTube channel at home. Their scoreboard finally back up and updated. Need a third hand to do that sometimes, 17-1, Colby in front, and Talon Wark will dig in for his second plate appearance of the inning. Last time up, he doubled, drove home a run, and then came home to score himself. The pitch to him, and Talon will take in there for a strike. Caden Sowers remains in the contest as he continues to look. That was his glove hand, so his left hand took the brunt of that. Hopefully he's going to be okay. As I'm sure with a cold day like today, that one stung a little bit more. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a miss from Warwick for strike number 1. Strike 2, so the count, no balls, 2 strikes. 2 down in the inning, and Colby again has staged another 2-out rally as they lead 17-1 here in the top of the second inning. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed. And the inning will come to a close. So Josiah Pattingall comes in and gets out number 3 for the Red Devils. And we head to the bottom half of the second. It is Colby 17 and Oberlin 1. This is Oberlin Red Devil Baseball here on 101.1 KFNF.
Insurance, it seems like you can never have enough, and when it comes to peace of mind, it's good to have the right insurance in place. Frederickson Insurance Agency in Oberlin can help you do just that. Frederickson's can help with supplemental insurance for your home, farm, business, auto, and yes, even your crop. Frederickson's will help you find the best plan from the best companies. Insurance, get the best from Frederickson Insurance Agency next to the Landmark in downtown Oberlin, 785-475-3883.
A step towards better health. High Plains Podiatry.
Say goodbye to discomfort with Swift Microwave Wart Removal, exclusively at High Plains Podiatry. It's quick, painless, and effective cutting-edge technology. Swift Microwave targets warts at their root to give you relief in just minutes. Because your comfort matters, schedule an appointment today with High Plains Podiatry. Call 345-3773 or visit highplainspodiatry.com.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
So from what started as a beautiful day where the sun was shining, we had temps nearing 70 degrees, has now turned into a cold evening here in Oberlin with a gray cloud system that has moved its way in here a little bit lately and has now turned that wind out of the north into a very cold wind without the sun peeking through. And it hasn't stopped the Colby Bats, though, especially with 2 outs, as they put up a ton of runs with 2 outs in Game 1. They do the same here in Game number 2. After just 3 in the first, they put up a total of 14 in the second inning, 11 of which came with 2 outs. And to lead off inning number 2 for the Red Devils is Hayden Allen, who's behind the dish for game number 2, and the first pitch here to him is on the inside corner for a ball from Max Kernsbrock, who since his last time up has had a couple of plate appearances. And the pitch, that one is in the dirt for a ball. Red Devils in that first inning able to bring home a run after Kernsbrock got Caden Sowers to strike out looking. And then it was 3 straight walks from Kernsbrock, a wild pitch that brought home Bentley Sutherland, and then back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. So certainly an up-and-down inning for Kernsbrock. The next pitch, that one's low for a ball. And to start out inning number 2, Hayden Allen has worked a 3-0 count as Kernsbrock shakes that right arm out. And sitting on the bench here, he did get some playing time with his plate appearances, but here's the 3-0 pitch right down the middle for strike number 1. So the count goes to 3-1, but you got to think a little bit more cold in that right arm than he was in inning number 1. But he takes a deep breath and winds and delivers the 3-1. In there for strike number 2 at the knees. So the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. But Kernsbrock had to sit there and wait for 20 minutes or more in inning number 2 as it's gotten cold, and that one he skips in the dirt, and that'll be ball number 4. So Hayden Allen is on with a leadoff walk, and that is the 4th walk of the game here now for Kernsbrock. And that'll bring up Caden Shaw. So Shaw, who got replaced in the lineup before he had a chance to bat in game number 1, will have his first plate appearance of the day here in game number 2. And the first pitch to him is in there for a strike. Throw down to second base is Allen, and he is in safely with a steal. The throw from Stramel was on the money, but it hung up in the air. And the shortstop coming in, Foss, kind of had to jump up and make the grab and then tried to sweep and tag out Allen behind him, but he wasn't able to. And now here's the 0-1 to Caden Shaw, who will watch it go in the dirt off of Stramel's chest protector and down the third base line in front of him. So that'll keep Hayden Allen over at second base. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike here. Garrett Emick on deck, and Caden Sowers leadoff hitter for the Red Devils in the hole. And the pitch to Shaw is popped up high, still in play. Catcher making way now. Weinman comes in and makes it as well. So Weinman, the third baseman, running down the line, called off his catcher, Stramel, to make the catch right in front of the dugout for out number 2. Great play right there by Ethan Weinman, who has got the start in each game today, but just as a third baseman hasn't had a plate appearance. That'll bring up Garrett Emick, the 9-hole hitter. And here's the first pitch from Kernsbrock in there for strike number 1. So the Red Devils will host Ellis coming up on the 4th of April, which is this Friday, and then wrap around to have 1 game next week on the 8th when they take on Plainville. And here's the pitch. Swung on and rolled over in front of the plate, but they're going to say foul. So they must have caught a piece of Garrett But he'll dig back in here. So the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 17-1 Colby, bottom of the second inning. Runner on second for the Red Devils is Hayden Allen. Kernsbach delivers the 1-2, 0-2, and it's a swing and a miss for strike number 3 there to Garrett. And I think the scoreboard at one time had 1-1, so I think he thought he might have had an extra strike, but instead he doesn't. And so he'll trot back to the dugout. Strikeout number 4 on the day for Kernsbach, and that turns the lineup over the top half of the order for the Red Devils, and Caden Sowers, who's been wanting to step back up to the plate after striking out looking his first time up. And here's the pitch from Kernsbach. It's swung on, popped up foul, and it'll be making its way out of play. So the count goes here to no balls and 1 strike. So the Red Devils, in their first high school baseball season, they have had the K-18 program for many, 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 many years here in Oberlin. And Oberlin had quite the K-18 team last year. The pitch swung on, popped up foul, and out of play as well. So the count quickly 0-2, and Caden with a couple of weak foul offs behind him, but right on it after he struck out looking his first time up. Oberlin was the number 1 seed in K-18 last year, but upset in the first round of the playoffs. And the pitch swung on, and this one's lifted foul and out of play as well. Caden Sowers, one of the mainstays in that K-18 lineup. And talking with Josh Fortin and even Coach Osmeyer, they say the thing that's just so awesome about having a high school team is you get a lot more kids to go out because it's during the school year. A lot more kids know about it. Here's the pitch, and that one is in the dirt for a ball. I mean, in K-18, you have a lot of your usuals, which is always a good thing, and a lot of those guys are playing on the field right now, but quite a few newcomers for the Red Devils, and Josh kind of said that in his interview today. Loves teaching the game to new guys that could maybe earn a college scholarship. And the pitch, that one is in the dirt for a ball. The count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes, and I kind of agreed with him when he said that, you know, you don't have to, I mean, you got to fit a certain stature, depending on what level you want to go to and play college, but hard work can really get you onto any college roster. Kernsbach, set of the belt, and delivers the 2-2. In there, called strike 3. And for the second straight time, Caden Sowers stepped out of the box thinking it was a ball and has to head back to the dugout with a strikeout. So the inning comes to a close. We head to the third here from Oberlin. It is Colby 17, Oberlin 1 here on 101.1 KFNF.
Are you looking for the best internet service in town? Look no further than Nextech, your local provider that offers true gig speed and full fiber internet. With Nextech, your home can enjoy unlimited data and no contracts. When you need help, a Nextech employee in Kansas is ready to take your call any day of the week. Experience seamless connectivity with Nextech Home Internet for just $69, and your first bill is even on us. Don't settle. Visit next-tech.com to learn more.
Whether it's plants, animals, or us humans, we are all affected by what we eat, and it starts in our soil. Nutrient Ag Solutions has worked hard to find solutions for causes, not just symptoms, that strengthen soil, plant, and animal health, therefore increasing the efficiency and profitability on your farm. Nutrien will work to create a balanced approach for your soil, in turn boosting productivity in your crops. Healthier plants carry enhanced nutritional value for your crops and livestock. Call Nutrien Ag Solutions today to get started.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Oberlin as we get you set and ready to go for our third inning of play between the Red Devils and the Colby Eagles. Josiah Pattengall has made his way back out onto the diamond, and he will be pitching for the Red Devils here as we make our way to the third. 17-1 Colby. They win game number 1, 22-0, and use 2-out hitting to their advantage in that game, and they have today as well, as with 2 outs last inning, they scored 12 2-out runs last inning. The Red Devils were able to get 2 outs within the first 4 batters. But then from that point on, single, double, double, error, double, double, single, single, walk, double, walk, single, double, before the third out was had on a strikeout looking from Talon Warwick. So to lead off the third inning here, it'll be Kaysen Stramel, the catcher, in inning number 3. And Josiah Pattengall going through some of his final warm-up pitches here. And here we go, final warm-up pitch. So Hayden Island will fire it down to second base. And I think they're going to redo it. There it is. All right, there we go. As the last one got behind Hayden, so they let him redo it. And there it is. So we get ready to begin the top half of the third inning. So a 3-run first for Colby turns into a 14-run second. And looking to add on to that here is Kaysen Stramel. Will lead it off. And here's the first pitch from Josiah, popped up foul and out of play. So the count quickly goes to no balls and a 1 strike. Josiah putting a little juice on that one, and kind of like I mentioned, he's one of the newcomers from game 1 to game 2, and so hasn't really maybe had that time like the others have to get that arm warmed up. And here is the pitch, off speed and swung on and driven out into left field, and that ball will be down. Canto will pick it up and throw it in on his way to second, but holding up there. And in with a leadoff single is going to be Kaysen Stramel. So Stramel with the leadoff single. And that will now bring up Reed Ryan. So Ryan, his last time up, singled. He's only been up to the plate twice today, each of them coming in that second inning. He got hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance, and then in his second, singled and came home to score on a wild pitch. Pattengall comes set, checks the runner down at first, winds and delivers the pitch, and that one will sail over the top of the head of Allen. And on his way to second and in, standing up on the wild pitch, will be Stramel. So Stramel overtakes there, and actually courtesy runner did check in for him down there. Garcia in for him again, and Allen will lose this one, and Garcia picks it up. And now the throw down to third will get away for Mitchell Wasson, and Garcia will come home to score. So make it 18-1. So that will be a E5 and a wild pitch. And so now Reed Ryan, who began the at-bat with a runner on first, has seen 2 pitches, and in those 2 pitches, a run has come home to score. And so Josiah, who will continue to work out of the stretch here, goes into it, comes set at the belt, and delivers the 2-0. Off speed, rolled over in no man's land there. Sowers charging in, tried to pick it up and throw it to first, but on the transfer from glove to hand, drops the ball. And so that'll be E6 for the Red Devils. And it'll put a runner on first base here for Colby with nobody out in an 18-1 lead, as Maxon Smiley will dig in, the 9-hole hitter here for the Eagles. And Smiley had a great piece of hitting his last time up the pitch. This one will fly over the head of Allen, and on his way to second base and standing up on the wild pitch will be Ryan. But Smiley stepped up with runners on the corners his last time up, and rather than just let that runner go to second, he hit with it and was able to get that runner to come all the way home. At the belt, And Pattengall swings, and Smiley drives it out into left field. Canto makes his way in, and the ball will go over his head. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. 1 run has come home to score. 1 run will come home to score, and on his way to third in standing up will be Maxon Smiley. So it's an RBI triple to make it 19-1. And after no triples in game 1, that is now, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4 triples in game 2. And the pitch to leadoff hitter Braxton Whittington is in there for a strike from Josiah. And that wind died down just a hair there. Still plenty cold with the sun not being able to peek through with this cloud system that has made its way in. So 19-1 now. Colby in front, the pitch. That one's on the outside corner for a ball. So Colby will have to get 3 outs in the bottom half of the inning without giving up any runs or anything that'll get close to under 15. And the game will be over again by run rule. The pitch off speed and just low for a ball, so the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. 19-1 Colby. The Red Devils, no runs in game 1. Got a run in the first inning. First time they've scored in the first inning all season. And they came here in game number 2. The pitch, that one's high, gets away from the catcher Allen off of his glove. Coming home to score easily will be Smiley. So make it 20-1. So that's a 3 spot now in the inning. And every opponent that the Red Devils have faced now have put up 20 or more runs, which is a tough way to start your season. But kind of like Josh Fortin was saying, the pitching was going to be the one uphill battle for the Red Devils this year. As they've been able to do it. They've got a runner on base in every single inning today. As that pitch is fouled off and the count goes full 3-2. But the Red Devils, like I said, today they've been up to the plate in 5 total innings and have got a runner on base in every single inning. So it's there on the batting wise, just did up a few things pitching, off speed outside corner, ball number 4. So Whittington will run down to first. That is Josiah's second walk today. And we'll bring up Talon Andreessen. So Andreessen at the plate, runner on first. Nobody out, 20-1 lead, for Colby in the top of the 3rd. And Pattengall comes set and delivers the pitch. Popped up high on the infield. Pattengall takes the hat off to get a clear view at it and fields his position well, coming off the back of the mound to make the catch. And so there is out number 1. So 1 out here in the 3rd inning, and that will now bring up Max Kirstenbach, the pitcher today. And Kirstenbach kicking the dirt around a little bit, but like I mentioned last time he was up, he is a single and a homer away from the cycle. And he's hit a homer today. Came in game number 1 with a runner on first. The pitch to him is on the outside corner for a ball. So the count will go to 1 ball and 0 strikes. Runner on first here for Colby in the visiting half of the 3rd. That is Whittington, who got there via the walk. 3 runs already in the inning. And the pitch, and that one is high for a ball. This count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes. Runner on first base. 20-1 Colby. Pattengall at the belt. Delivers to Kirstenbach outside ball 3. This count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. And that wind, it's got a little moisture in it. You can tell there's some rain maybe in those clouds because it's just whipping around. It's cold. It's going to get cold tonight. Pattengall comes set at the belt and delivers the next pitch, and it's high for ball number 4. And so Kirstenbach will take his base walk number 3 for Pattengall. Puts runners on second and third. And now Braden Foss will check into the contest. And a courtesy runner is going to be checking in here for Kirstenbach. And checking in to run for Kirstenbach this time is going to be Neil Morrison. Morrison got some running time there in game number 1 as well. So 1 down here in the third inning. 20-1 Colby. And the pitch. That one is inside for a ball. This count goes to 1-0 here on 4-hole hitter Braden Foss, who is a home run away from the cycle. Tripled in the first, doubled in the second, and hit a single in the second in his second plate appearance, and swings through that one to even the count out at a 1 ball and a 1 strike. And a homer here would be a 3-run jack with the runners on first and second base. Touches the bat once, twirls it once, touches the plate once, and twirls the bat once. The pitch to him. Inside corner, drops in. Great pitch by Josiah. That one hung high for the most part and then dropped into the inside corner. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes with the runners on first and second base. And just 1 out here in the third inning. So big pitch coming here from Josiah. As he comes set at the belt and delivers, and this one will go behind the head. And staying down there at second base is the runner Whittington. So runners will remain at first and second base with Braden Foss still at the plate. Looking for a hit. Sure, most likely a homer as he chokes up on the bat a little bit here with 2 strikes. The pitch inside corner for ball number 2. So the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes, as that was ball number 3 after the one went behind Foss's head. So the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second base, 1 down. The 3-2 swung on, popped up foul and out of play. And the count remains at 3-2. So Braden Foss takes the helmet off, readjusts the hair underneath, and now gets ready to go again. 3-2. Josiah set at the belt. Doesn't even look at the runners. Delivers the pitch. It's swung on and lifted down the left field line. Fair. 1 run will come home to score. Foss is on his way to second. The throw will be cut off there by Sowers. And it is a RBI double for Braden Foss on a pitch that jammed him. And Josiah Pattengall had a great pitch down on the inside half of the plate. But he jammed him, and Foss fought it off down the left field line. And so a run will come home to score. Josh Fortin is going to be making a pitching change, and we'll tell you all about the new pitcher when we come back. Take a break. 21-1. Colby leads here in the third. New pitcher coming in for the Red Devils. Here on 101.1 KFNF.
Do you smell that? Nope, not yet, but you will. Think of it as a backyard revolution fueled by flavor. Green Mountain Grills at Arnim's Service Center in Oberlin. Wood-fired, smoke-kissed, and ready to ignite your taste buds. I'm Chef Rusty, and when I'm not wrangling recipes, I'm stoking those fires. The latest Green Mountain Grills are a must-see. Now, who's ready to grill like a pro?
Fire up your flavor revolution. Check out the new Green Mountain Grills now at Arnim's Service Center in downtown Oberlin. Where hometown charm meets fresh market dreams. Ray's Grocery in downtown Oberlin is a feast for the senses. Hand-picked produce, sizzling steaks, and hearty roasts await your dinner table. Quality soars in every aisle. Shopping at Ray's is a breeze, leaving the heavy lifting to them as they escort your groceries right to your car. Experience the difference at Ray's Grocery. Fresh, friendly, and always local. Ray's Grocery in downtown Oberlin.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Oberlin, top of the third inning, where the Red Devils find themselves down 21-1 And in search of the final out here of the third inning, they've got one of them. Now they just need the next two as Josiah Pattenskull's day on the mound has come to a close. Caden Sowers has made his way in from short and into pitch here when he will deal with 5, 6, and 7. The next three to do up in the order, and Keegan Glassman will be the first one that he sees. Glassman, his last time up, ripped a double, drove home 2. The first pitch to him is in the dirt for a ball, gets away from Allen. The runners everywhere will hold. So the count goes to 1-0, 21-1. Colby won game number 1, 22-0, so almost ready to match that game number 1 score. Sowers comes set at the chest, winds and delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss from Keegan Glassman for strike number 1. So the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Sowers set at the chest, winds and delivers the next pitch, and it'll be fouled off. And I don't know, I'll have to maybe confirm with Josh. That almost looked like a little bit of a knuckler. Maybe a knuckle curve from Josiah. He comes set here after shaking off the first side, winds and delivers the next. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He gets Keegan Glassman to go down swinging. Second strikeout of the day for Glassman. First for Caden Sowers in his relief appearance. And the Red Devils are 1 out away from getting this back into their home dugout with a chance to put up more than a run here today. Sowers delivers the first pitch to Talon Ork. That'll be go off of the helmet of Ork. And so that will be a hit batsman, and it will load the bases. And so that will now bring up Kaysen Stramel here in the third inning. So Stramel, his first time up, singled, came home via an error. And the first pitch he sees is a ball. Stramel today has singled once and doubled twice, driven in a run and scored 2 runs. And the pitch from Josiah is on the outside, from Caden is on the outside corner. For ball, count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Bases loaded. It's Wark on first, Foss on second. Here's the pitch, hard a hit, over to short, picked up by Josiah, on to first and in time. And that's where the inning will come to a close. So Kaysen Stramel grounds out 6-3 to end the top half of the third. Bottom half we go here from Oberlin. It is Colby 21, Oberlin 1 on 101.1 KFNF.
There is a difference between going to the bank and going to the bank. When you go to the bank, it's just,
hello, welcome to the bank. How can we bore you?
But when you go to the bank,
hi, welcome to the bank. How can we help you?
And that help is offered to you in 13 northern Kansas locations to help your financial goals become a reality. From services and loans to state-of-the-art financial products, come to where the difference is better. The bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
With the right touch, bent metal, shattered glass, and twisted frames can be restored to their original glory. At Creative Collision, they have one simple mantra: repair, restore, renew. It's about taking damaged vehicles and transforming them into something sleek, smooth, and safe. Comprehensive auto body repair and restoration. Available exclusively at Creative Collision in Oberlin, Kansas. Revive it, drive it, and love it. Call for an estimate at 785-470-2130 or visit Creative Collision's virtual garage online at creativecollisionoberlin.com.
Red Devil Athletics on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Oberlin, where the sun is now peeking through the clouds, which is a good sign because it's going to warm me up and warm everybody else up. My hands feeling it a little bit. It got a little bit cooler. I mean, it's going to get cooler throughout the day, but as we just tick past 7 o'clock here, it is 21-1 Colby in the bottom of the third inning. And the Red Devils will have to put up some runs here to make this under that 15-run mark if they want to continue the game. But back out on the mound is Max Kernsbrock. Kernsbrock on the day. So far, a couple of innings pitched, has 4 walks, but has been able to work around him and especially work around him with strikeouts. He's got 5 of those today, especially in the first inning. After he walked 3, he also struck out 3. And to lead off here this inning, it will be Jason Canto. And the first pitch to him is in the dirt for a ball. So Jason Canto swings through the next pitch, and the count goes to 1-1. Jason did get in a bat in game number 1 and came in for Bentley here in game number 2 as Josh has been trying to get everybody in. The next pitch, that one is in there for a strike. Count goes to 1 and 2 strikes here. And Kernsbrock, big deep breath, winds and delivers the next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. And down swinging, great pitch there by Kernsbrock. Strikeout number 6 there from Kernsbrock today. And that will now bring up Mitchell Wasson, who walked his first time up, made it away all the way over to third, but it was left stranded there. And now Josiah Pattengall on deck. Tyler in the hole. First pitch here from Kernsbrock. Outside corner for a ball. So like I mentioned, the first inning started out good for Kernsbrock, got Caden Sowers to strike out looking, but then issued 3 straight walks, only to strike out the next 2. But a run did come home on a wild pitch with the bases loaded. This one's inside for a ball. Inning number 2 started out a little bit differently. It was a walk to Hayden Allen, who then stole second, but then he got Caden Shaw to hit a pop-up to the third baseman in foul territory. And Kernsbrock's 2-0 is low for a ball, so 3-0 there. And then he got 2 strikeouts to end the inning. So Kernsbrock goes through some times in the inning where you're kind of thinking what's going on, and then always ends up battling back as this one's high for ball 4. So walk number 5. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, and Kernsbrock is going to look at that on the stat sheet after today's game and not like that, as Josiah Pattengall will now dig in with a runner on first base and a 1 down. 21-1, Colby leads in game number 2. Kernsbrock comes set and delivers the next pitch, and Pattengall swings, lines it towards second base, picked up there by the second baseman on to first. It's in time. The runner now taking off from second. Wasson in a pickle over there. The throw back, he's not going to get him. And Mitchell Wasson, who tried to take off towards third after the throw to first to get the out, instead gets himself in a rundown but avoids the tag. And there is still a runner on second for the Red Devils after all of that. So 4-3, it goes for Josiah as he hit a hard ground ball to the second baseman and kind of caught him off guard. Braxton Whittington was coming over to cover the bag there if the throw at all was going to go to second, and just kind of caught him right at the right spot as the first pitch to Tyler is on the outside and called for a strike. So 2 down in the inning, runner on second base. Tyler Rossmeyer trying to drive in the first run for him on the season. And the pitch from Kernsbrock is high and tight for ball number 1. This count evens out, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 down here in the bottom of the third inning, 21-1 Colby. Oberlin trying to tack on another run after 1 of the first and none of the second. Kernsbrock set at the belt, winds and delivers, and that one is outside for a ball. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike here. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner on second base. Tyler Rossmeyer at the plate. Tyler came into today with a .500 batting average. And the pitch inside and ducks out of the way. So runner on second base for Tyler. Favorite count, 3 ball and 1 strike. Kernsbrock winds and delivers the 3-1. It's in the dirt, ball 4. Gets away from the catcher, Stramel. Throw down to third. No, they'll just keep it in his pocket. And so staying And moving up to third base, not staying, but is Mitchell Wasson. And Tyler Osmeyer draws walk number 6 from Kernsbrock today. So Kernsbrock, you're going to look at that and say, 6 strikeouts, man, that's pretty good. And then you're going to see the 6 walks and think, man, that was tough there. But Roberto Cavilla, will dig in to take on Kernsbrock here. And the first pitch to him is right down the middle for strike number 1. Runners on the corners, 2 down in the bottom of the third inning. Red Devils trying to keep the game alive here with some runs in the third. Coming set just below the letters is Kernsbrock and delivers, and Cavilla swings right through it for the strike. This is Christian Favela at the plate. And the pitch to Christian, swing and a miss for strike number 3. And that's where the game will come to a close. So tough day for the Red Devils as they'll lose both of these games in the doubleheader by a final score of 22-0 in Game 1. And here in Game 2, 21-1. We're going to take a break, come back, get you your final numbers here from Oberlin. It's a Colby doubleheader sweep today over the Red Devils. We'll be back with your final numbers coming up next here on 101.1 KFNF.
Banking should be simple and convenient. With FNB Bank, it is. Whether online, by phone, or with a debit card, accessing your money has never been easier. Imagine managing your finances from the comfort of your home or on the go with just a few taps. FNB Bank in Oberlin, Kansas makes it all possible, ensuring you have control of your banking 24/7. Experience the convenience of modern banking with FNB Bank. Visit fnbbank.com today. Trust. Earning yours is Ward Drug's top priority. Their expert team in downtown Oberlin, Kansas provides diabetic supplies, home medical equipment, braces, and crutches. They offer sports medical supplies to keep you active and healthy. Independently owned and operated, they ensure personalized care with every visit. From your daily needs to specialized medical equipment, Ward Drug has you covered. Visit warddrugstore.com or call 785-475-2285 or even stop in downtown Oberlin. Ward Drug, your trusted partner in health and wellness.
Luck is on your side this March at United Northwest Federal Credit Union. Save big on a 2015 or newer vehicle loan with rates as low as 5% APR. Treat yourself with a new vehicle or refinance your current vehicle loan from another lender. This offer ends March 31st, so don't delay. Let UNWFCU save you some green this spring. Special terms and conditions apply. Rates are subject to increase. NCUA insured, equal housing lender.
The Red Devils play here on today's best country, 101.1 KFNF.
Welcome back here from Oberlin, wrapping things up today as the Eagles take down the Red Devils in both games of the doubleheader today, winning Game 1 22-0 and winning Game number 2 21-1. Give you some of the final numbers here in Game number 2. The Eagles put up 3 runs in the first to Oberlin's 1, but then it was a 14-run second inning for Colby to extend the lead to 17-1. They put up 4 more in the third to get the win 21-1. They finished with 21 runs, 18 hits, no errors. It is a no-hitter for Max Kernsbrock as he does not give up a hit today. Does give up a run, though, and the Red Devils finish with 4 errors, so 1 run, no hits, 4 errors for the Red Devils. But Kernsbrock finishes with 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, and a no-hitter to go along with it. It was only in 3 innings due to the run rule, but 21-1, the final score. Colby gets the win today. Don't forget, we'll have Oberlin Red Devil baseball coming up again on Friday, as long as the rain stays away, as the Red Devils will take on Ellis in a doubleheader. Right here's the Railers supposed to be making the trip up there, but there is some rain in the forecast, so we'll see if they're still able to make the trip up. But we will have coverage starting with pregame at 3:50, first pitch at 4 o'clock right here on KFNF. So once again, Colby wins both games today, 22-0 in Game 1 and 21-1 in Game number 2. I'm Sam Knowles signing off, saying so long and good night here from Oberlin.
Always the most and only the best of today's country. The Country